So I want to thank you all for being here. And now, who am I introducing next? Who's next?
Distinguished guests, the Prime Minister of the Republic of India.
So I want to thank you all for being.
Who's next? Who's next, M.I.M.S? That's
The
our new
runners,
intro,
baby.
guys.
Let's get it.
I want to thank you guys all for being here. This is a black man
Right.
with a hat.
Right.
All right, guys, listen. Lots of crazy stuff going on. But I'm excited because everything we've been telling you guys to do for the last 5 years is about to pop off. The money printer is going burr, gold, silver, crypto, going to the moon. We're going to talk about lots of distractions tonight. But as always, the man, the myth, the legend is here. Ricardo Hamilton, a.k.a. M.I.M.S, making it make sense.
Y'all know what time it is. Sound Money Session. Lace up. Let's get wealthy. Oh, man. What a time to be alive. What a time to be alive. Amongst the crisis, there's an opportunity. And you know we're going to help you capitalize on it. We got a phenomenal show for you guys tonight, man. Plug in, like this out, share this out. That's right. Smash that like button and let's get it started.
Well, guys, we have essentially been banned from Facebook when we use Restream. I don't know what the deal is. Once we did one where I tried to do one kind of political show, and ever since then, when I use Restream, Facebook will not let us stream there. This is why with the election coming up, you need to make sure you get in our Facebook group, our Telegram, our SKOOL, because who knows what they will do, what they will ban, what they will cancel. There is no limit to what they will do. So make sure you guys are getting connected. Because just remember, guys, right? I found this M.I.M.S. This is how many recent mainstream media hoaxes did you fall for? And this is just a small, sampling of the last 5 to 8 years. The Russia collusion. Remember, inflation was transitory. Wear a mask. That'll help you get a jab. We could literally spend a 10-hour live stream talking about all the hoaxes, all the distractions, and we're going to talk a little bit about that tonight, but mostly we're going to talk about how we are going to buy assets and make lots and lots of real money in the next year. M.I.M.S, while I pull up the next story here, maybe just, set the scene here. Yeah. Of why people need to be focused right now more than ever.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of distractions going on, and there's going to be a lot of misinformation, false information, but this is not a time to put your head in the sand. This is not a time to get distracted. Right now you want to be aware of everything that you can, because it's gonna put you in a better position. But this is why we get excited, because we stay on top of this information, but we also make sure that we're in the right assets regardless of which way this goes. And that's how you want to be, because nobody has all the answers. Nobody really knows, what tomorrow is going to look like. But we have an idea, and we do know that there's a track record with certain assets, and we do understand that there's a trajectory for the purchasing power of currencies, fiat currencies around the world. And we want to make sure that we hedge against those risks, that we want to be aware of those risks, and the information that we might find out that might not be as valid. Like Mike showed you, some people believed Russia collusion. Some people believed all these hoaxes for a period of time, and then they realized that it was a lie. There's going to be more information that might come out that might not be truth, but there is information that is truth, and you want to make sure that you stay plugged in.
100%. Sadly, M.I.M.S, I think there's still quite a few people that don't know those were hoaxes, sadly, because they're not watching the runners live.
Right.
But the one, to me, probably the most important, if we're going to talk about a political, issue that's happened in the last week, we need to talk about George Soros buying up massive amounts of radio stations. Who knows why? I'm assuming it's political and they're going to use it to give you more misinformation. So this is what happened today.
You've indicated there's a transaction where a Soros-backed group would take ownership of over 200 radio stations across 40 different markets after the FCC originally indicating that that transaction could be reviewed and approved at the bureau level without a commission vote. It's now become clear that that is a decision before the full commission, and it's one that I would assume now or in the near future the commission would approve. I think what's interesting about it is that the FCC here is not following its normal process for reviewing a transaction. We have established over a number of years one way in which you can get approval from the FCC when you have in excess of 25% foreign ownership, which this transaction does.
So just to be clear here, guys, if you've never heard of George Soros, he's the biggest leftist donor in the entire world. He has collapsed monetary systems, specifically the British sterling pound, and he is a foreigner, and he wants to own over 25% of the radio stations in America. And the FCC is basically saying, we don't need to worry about this. There's no threat of foreign collusion. Who cares if some foreigner, and again, I would say that whether he was right or left, I don't want somebody who's not American owning 25% of our media or broadcast companies. I mean, I hope we could agree on this, no matter where you fall on the sides. But just to make sure you understand what's going on here.
And it seems to me that the FCC is poised to create, for the first time, an entirely new shortcut.
Yeah, thank you. As you pointed out here and previously, these proceedings for transfer of ownership have been expedited. What exactly makes this case so deserving of an expedited proceeding so far, from what you could tell?
There is nothing about this transaction that is out of the ordinary. It's the type of thing that we see all the time, and the FCC has a process for this. The full commission itself has never signed off on a shortcut like this. What we usually do is we require people to file a petition with us. We bring in national security agencies. They can review the foreign ownership. It's probably no big deal here, but we review that foreign ownership, and then we vote. Here, they're trying to do something that's never been done before at the commission level.
So M.I.M.S, I mean,
Indicated
I saw this earlier, but you brought it to my attention as well. So, you know, maybe M.I.M.S this as to why people should care, even if they're Democrats.
It's just a constant a threat to our democracy, a constant threat to our Constitution, constant threat to our rights, because you have the influence of foreign individuals that are against our freedoms, that are against America, their policies and their history and track record, like you mentioned, of destabilizing other countries and, you know, and sowing and creating chaos. A lot of the riots, a lot of the, you know, these incidences that we've seen around the United States were funded by George Soros, Black Lives Matters and other kind of events and groups, and people don't understand who's behind it. And now for him to be in position to have so much control over what people are hearing, because a lot of people still listen to radio, you know, and so now with him being in control, you know, it just goes to show you that this country is being sold out to foreign interests, you know, China, Soros, and others, and it's a constant thing that we have to be vigilant and aware of as moving forward, because there are things that we're going to hear and see over the next coming weeks and months and years and even decades. And you have to understand who controls, you know, and where that information is coming from.
So let's get into money, guys, because that's really what really matters. And we're going to talk about assets tonight. But here's the thing, guys, is because so many people don't understand the monetary system is why they're struggling. The largest theft of the 21st century, as M.I.M.S always says, public enemy number one is the Federal Reserve and central banks. The time and energy of billions of people drained by the money printer, and we haven't bottomed out. These currencies will keep dropping until there's nothing left. Start saving in unprintable currency, save in Bitcoin, I would say, and gold and silver. But M.I.M.S, we're not talking about 1913. We're not talking about 1972. We're talking about the year 2000. 2000. So if you are 24 or older, you were alive. If you were 30 to 40, you remember this. So this is currency debasement since 2000. You can see the US dollar has gone down 78% in 24 years. Why in the hell would you save dollars or worry about them or measure your wealth in them when it's gone down 78%? M.I.M.S, make it make sense here, brother. I don't know if you can, but
Yeah, well, this is a good image you got up here. I definitely gonna have to do some TikToks on this one. I mean, it's crazy. It's called a race to zero. Right now, currencies are crashing, and it's a race to the bottom. And you're going to see a continued, accelerated, exponential decline in currency values. And exactly, Mike. Why would you save in dollars when the dollar doesn't save value? But what we're seeing here is the constant devaluation of currency. And because people don't understand this and understand the trend, they'll suffer because of inflation, because of the loss of purchasing power of the dollar, the cost of food, the cost of energy. This is a crisis. When you really peel back and look behind the numbers, you'll start to see this is why we're at war globally right now. Okay, because as nations and their currencies collapse, that's what they do. They take you to war. But public enemy number one, yes, is the central banks. It is the Federal Reserve. They create debt that we have to pay back at interest. And we should, especially here in the United States, create our own debt-free, interest-free notes. We don't need the Federal Reserve. Federal Reserve is a private banking cartel, And so that's the problem. That's public enemy number one. But yeah, I mean, this should be alarming. This should be a wake-up call. This should make people think, I'm going to work and I'm working for something that is constantly losing value. You have to think differently. You have to do differently. And that's why we've been screaming from the rooftops, save your money in physical silver and gold and Bitcoin. Get into blockchain and cryptocurrency. Because you will find yourself to where you're going to be relying on the government's CBDC or universal basic income or whatever it is that they have planned for you. And you're not going to like it. And we want you to have some options. We want you to build wealth. We want you to create a legacy for yourself. And you do that with real money. And investing in blockchain and cryptocurrency.
And this to me is just staggering, bro. You look at the price of a home in US dollars versus Bitcoin. You can see on the top, right? We're looking at 4 years. The average price of a home has gone from $288,000 in 2016 to $434,000 in 2024. So you need way more dollars, almost twice as many dollars to buy a home in just 8 years. But look at Bitcoin. It went from you needed 664 Bitcoin in 2016 to buy a, and then in 2020 it was 45. Now in 2024 it's 6.6 Bitcoin.
Wow.
And soon it will be 1 Bitcoin. We'll buy a house.
Yeah.
And you probably won't want to do that because in the next 4 years, 0.5 Bitcoin will buy a house. But if this doesn't wake people up, I don't know what will.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's a beautiful picture to see. This is the thing. You have to value your time and energy differently, and you don't value it in dollars. You value it in sats. You value it in ounces. You value it in acreage. That's why we tell you don't value your wealth in dollars. The dollar is not a unit of wealth. You have to value your wealth in things that hold and increase in value. But that was a great image. I mean, it went from hundreds of Bitcoin to a couple of Bitcoin in a couple of years. That's a trend. Where is that trend going? That is where you want to have your money.
All right. The other big, bro, like what's crazy is, right, we almost went live today at noon, and the amount of news that has come out since then completely changed our live.
Yeah.
Like that's how quickly things are changing right now. So the SEC commissioner, let me bring this big screen here. I literally can't believe how much news happened today in the last 7 hours.
Oh yeah.
The SEC commissioner Hester Pierce, who I think is called like Bitcoin Grandma or Bitcoin Mama or something because she's very pro crypto, says the SEC should have admitted long ago that crypto tokens are not securities.
I think what's happening is that we're trying to be ambiguous because the legal precision carries with it real implications. And this is why people have been coming to us and saying we need clarity. Is the token itself a security? Or is it part of an investment contract? Is it being sold together with an investment contract? If it is, what is that investment contract and how long does it track along with the token? By using imprecise language, we've been able to sort of suggest that the token itself is a security apart from that investment contract, which has implications for secondary sales. It has implications for who can list it. And I think this is absolutely, we've fallen down on our duty as a regulator not to be precise. And so tucking into a footnote that, yes, we admit that now actually the token itself is not a security, that's something that we should have admitted long ago and then started wrestling with the difficult questions.
Right.
Thank you, Hester Pierce. I'm trying to find her other one. So she has said that Bitcoin or crypto should not be a security. And because of that, the big news today is the largest U.S. custodian bank, BNY, to launch Bitcoin ETF custody. Gonna eat Coinbase's lunch. So M.I.M.S, you probably need to M.I.M.S this for the people out there. How huge is this for crypto?
You know, you got to put your assets to work. And, you know, this is a space that they tried to delegitimize. And they said it was rat poisoning. They didn't want you to, you know, I mean, they said everything. They literally said it was for drug trafficking and, you know, gangsters use it and criminals use it. And, you know, they just really try to delegitimize it and not, you know, have it perceived as a viable option for people to preserve and grow their wealth. They want your money into their financial instruments that they control and manipulate. It's easier for them to confiscate your wealth in that manner. But now we're seeing that they're fully back and getting into Bitcoin and blockchain and crypto. And, you know, that's a sign. You know, if you got fudded out because they told you that it was rat poisoning, now you see they're getting in. It's not too late. Trust me, right now, it's not too late. You're still early to this party. You need to start accumulating these assets now.
Yeah, this is what I was looking for. SEC Commissioner Hester Pierce says they are allowing regulated financial institutions to bypass SEC rule, which will allow them to custody Bitcoin and crypto. This is it, guys. This is what we've been waiting for. Okay, they teased us the last 6 months. Okay, it's time to go to the moon. Pack your bags. Sell your extra TV.
Yeah.
You know, if your kids have video games they're not using anymore, sell them and buy crypto. And like, this is it. Sound the alarms. Like, get as much in as you can as quickly as possible.
Yeah, this is the last thing that we're waiting for that's really going to take this space off to the next level is regulations. And that's coming. Regulations are coming. I wouldn't be surprised if we see it, you know, within weeks. At the rate that things are moving, I believe regulations is right around the corner. As currencies continue to decline, and as the world looks for alternative, and as BRICS and other nations integrate more with blockchain and you know, these assets.
So, bro, this is hilarious, right? I want you guys to think about this. Is this going to be you? The year is 2015. A real estate seller receives a $13 million offer for their property, but paid in Bitcoin. So they were going to get 50,000 Bitcoin for $13 million. They declined. Today's value of that Bitcoin is $3.18 billion with a B. And it's documented. So listen to the way these guys talk about this. It's hilarious.
I'm looking at about 50,000 Bitcoins.
Bitcoin?
In Bitcoin. That puts it in at around 13 and change.
But you want to pay in Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You sent us an offer in Bitcoin? I'll be totally honest with you, Ryan. That's not even the biggest problem.
Okay.
This offer's $1 million below ask.
Right. At the end of the day, you just have to look at gross value. We're asking $14 million for a 2-bedroom apartment.
So $14 million for a 2-bedroom apartment. This schmuck on the line. It's like he's worried about $1 million and he just lost billions.
Wow.
Because he didn't understand Bitcoin.
Yeah, I mean, people pay for, they see you'll pay for your lack of knowledge. You know what I mean? Like your lack of understanding the value of something. And a lot of people have paid not really understanding. And that was a problem with these institutions and, politicians that were telling you to stay away from these assets. These assets are changing people's lives, but they don't want you a part of that. They want you to keep your money in the system that they rig and manipulate and control and that they can confiscate. But yeah, a lot of people are kicking themselves because they didn't take advantage of Bitcoin early on. But like I said, again, don't fear. It's not too late. We're going much higher.
And I just want to show you guys what has been happening in crypto. We're taking off to the moon. This is, well, let me give you guys the big picture right now. Bitcoin is at almost $65,000, up 7% this week. ETH up 13%. But I want to show you guys the cryptos we have been talking about. This is in the last week, right? SUI. SUI has been in our top 10 for 6 months. It's up 49% this week. Near Protocol up 32%. Arweave up 26. Thorchain up 25. Pith up 22. Gala up 22. Phantom up 21. Ordi up 20. Brett up 19. Atom up 18. Like Avalanche up 18. Hedera up 17. Like we have been preaching about these coins. We've been putting them into our groups, telling you guys, keep dollar averaging. I mean, this is just the very, very beginning of what's going to happen. Celestia. I got so much stake on Celestia. Guys, I mean, this is like, you got to go all in right now. Okay. If you don't have crypto, if you don't know what it's about, I don't know what you've been doing watching us, but you need to take massive action right now and get as much as possible. Obviously, Ricardo thinks XRP is about to take off as well. Guys, at this point, it doesn't really matter. Like, just get something in the top 100. It's going to go up. M.I.M.S, last word on crypto, and then we're going to get to metals.
Yeah, it's going higher. Everything is going to be tokenized. Everything is going to be tokenized on the blockchain. Everything is going to be tokenized on the blockchain. And so the whole market is going higher. $7 trillion a day is traded in Forex. And the crypto market cap right now is at what? Is it 2 trillion? Somewhere around there, maybe. I mean, totally undervalued still. It's totally undervalued still.
So again, let's just pull out and look at this, guys. This is why we talk about this all the time. Like Robert Kiyosaki, we're just going to keep saying the same damn thing over and over and over again. Gold is the #1 asset in the world. It's been around for over 10,000 years. Gold is above 2,600 now. M.I.M.S, do you remember we talked about gold? It was like at 1,700, 1,800 for years.
Oh, yeah.
2675 for gold. Silver. Dude, silver is going to pass Google in the next year, easy, maybe even 3 months. Silver's at $32.44 a cent. $32.44. Bitcoin at 60. Well, that's off. That's way higher than that. But these are the top 3 assets, guys. They're decentralized. They're real money. They're limited. These other things, to be honest with you, are like woke businesses that could collapse and want to destroy you. Like, that's really what it comes down to. Like, every single one of these projects hates you. Like, can you make money from them? Of course. Do they support you being a free human? No. So That's what I put my money in. That's what gets me excited is, again, guys, we are at war. Okay. We could talk about doom and gloom and bring up all this other stuff, but I'm not worried about that. The war is about information and value and currency. That's it. Okay. So if you want to take back your liberties, freedoms, energy, you have to get the right currency. And if you're in dollars or you're in stocks, you're giving the enemy money to destroy you in a war. Do you think that's a good idea? M.I.M.S?
Hey, I mean, I'm looking at these trillions of dollars in the market cap, and we're doing $1 trillion a year in debt. I mean, $1 trillion every 100 days is added to the debt. $1 trillion every 100 days that goes by is added to the U.S. national debt. Understand something, that all this money, all this printing, the derivatives market, okay, the bond market, all this stuff is moving on the blockchain. All this stuff will collapse in this reset. And all that value is going to move into digital and physical assets. So this is called the largest wealth transfer for a reason. It's going to be something that's going to be talked about for centuries, millennium. It's studied. This is the time that we're living in, one of the most significant time periods ever in recorded time.
100%, man. And okay, let's switch into silver, guys, because we love silver. Listen, I'm not a great chart guy, but if that isn't the most perfect cup and handle I have ever seen in my life, I don't know what is. For those of you that don't know about trading and technical analysis, a cup and handle is you have here, you can see how it looks like a U, right? That's the cup. It's a 45-year chart. This is the handle on the right, okay? When you have a cup and handle, it's about to go off. Okay, this is one of like the most solid TA chart things there's ever been. And the bigger the market of an asset and the longer it's been around, the bigger the cup is, right? That's why crypto is so volatile. It's new. It's got a low market cap. It's got a 4-year cycle. Silver's been around for 10,000 years. Gold has a $17 trillion market cap. So we are about to see something we have never seen. As Grady says here, silver is in historical long-awaited breakout mode with gold's mega breakout 9 months ago. The PM bull resumed. Then silver followed gold. Said back in 2019, my price target is at least $370 an ounce, and still is. There has truly never been a bigger opportunity. M.I.M.S, we love gold and silver.
Yeah.
I still believe silver is the most undervalued asset on the planet. Your take?
Well, this is why we've been telling people to get it, constantly, continuously, consistently for the last few years now. This precious metals, gold and silver, silver is going to skyrocket in value. It has been manipulated and suppressed for decades. The COMEX is being drained right now. The LBMA is being drained right now. We have the demand for physical silver in 2025 is going to outpace the supply. We're going to have a silver squeeze. This is what that chart is showing you. It's even bigger than most people realize. I mean, the need for silver in solid state batteries now. Silver is a self-healing metal. They just found this out as well. Silver is being imported like crazy in places like India and China because of the solar panel ability. Don't forget, silver is antimicrobial, antibacterial, antifungal, water purification. I mean, the applications are in the thousands. Even when you talk about AI, okay, this AI revolution uses a lot of electricity. Silver is the most electrical conductive metal. Silver is the most undervalued physical asset on the planet. And I see silver being on a 1-to-1 ratio with gold. Yep. I'm telling you, we will see that in our lifetime, silver being on a 1-to-1 ratio with gold. Silver has been trashed and manipulated so bad for decades. And we're going to see such a huge upward momentum as this market starts to correct the fair value. It's just going to be an epic time. This is why we're telling people now, get it while you can.
Yeah, it's going to be called Unobtanium. Unrealized losses by U.S. banks 7 times higher than the 2008 financial crisis. This is from the Federal Reserve. So this little dip right here in 2008 caused that financial crash. This is what we're dealing with now. So I'm not keeping my wealth in a bank. I don't know about you, M.I.M.S.
That's great. Yeah, we're looking at a 10x at least of what 2008 was. That's what it seems like we're looking at. I mean, it's going to be crazy. And I mean, I'm just looking at that image, greater than 10x, right? But it's going to be crazy. It's going to be really bad. And this is why assets are going to skyrocket in value. Gold, silver, crypto, Bitcoin. This is why they're going to skyrocket in value. And this is why we're telling people to get it now. I know it might be hard to imagine because we've never really seen something like this. The world has never been in this position before. But we tell people all the time, I'd rather be 1 year or even 2 years too early than 1 day too late to the largest wealth transfer in history. And so this information is not shared enough. It's not talked about enough. We can only get so far of a reach because, like Mike said earlier, we're banned from Facebook. At least using Restream to go live. We've been suppressed. Even our YouTube channels, we got them back. They took us down. All the time. They're suppressing the voice, and we're sharing this information about metals in ways that I don't see anybody out here doing, right? And showing them how to get it at cost, at the best price. So this is the time, man. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of chaos. It's going to be a lot of hardship ahead. But for those who are prepared, in all ways to maintain their living and their financial status, you're going to do much better than those who aren't.
Well, like I said, M.I.M.S, when I was posted this week, I said, listen, guys, if you needed another hint, right? Another message, another clue, Donald Trump is now selling silver. And I know, the media, the left will say, oh, he's just trying to raise money and, sell people something that's overpriced. That may be. But if Donald Trump is going to start selling precious metals, do you think, since about half the country, follows him or voted for him, whatever, do you think that millions of people might be exposed to real money finally? Is it possible this could be part of his education for the American people? Because, as you know, M.I.M.S, like only about 5%, it's way less, but I'm being generous here. Less than 5% of Americans have any real sort of gold and silver. So to me, this is just part of the Great Reset and the education so the American people understand what real money is.
Yeah, I mean, they have to talk in code. You have to be able to read between the lines. And you have to understand that with Trump coming out with his own coin in silver, he's letting you know what real money is, that he knows what real money is, that he knows what an undervalued asset is, that the people who might complain about this silver coin being $100 doesn't even realize that that's a steal because they don't understand the devaluation of currency and this reset that's taking place. But that is a sign, that is a clue, that is a hint at what you need to be holding. Okay? So this is the whole thing. This is what we've been talking about. These are the assets that we've been telling people to get. And now you have the president of the United States buying something in Bitcoin and also now coming out with his own silver coin as well. So they're telling you that's the value. You hear Trump talking about paying off the national debt in Bitcoin. You see Trump coming out with his own silver coins. This is where the money is. He says we can pay off the national debt. We got trillions of dollars of wealth right under our feet. What is he talking about? The resources, the minerals, right? That is the value. That is the wealth. But first, we have to get rid of this debt-based fiat monetary system that's controlled by these central banks and the Federal Reserve. And I believe Trump is going to take back the power from these corrupt institutions and bring it back to the people. And he's showing you that with this silver coin.
So M.I.M.S, a couple questions answered here is it is not where did I see that?
I want to know how many coins were going to be made.
There's unlimited. I just read
really?
it.
Unlimited. I don't know how that works.
I just saw it. This is a commemorative medallion. Where did I just see it?
You zoom in for us, Mike. Put it on a big screen.
Oh yeah, my bad. I just read it. These medallions are struck to demand with no mintage limits. So here's what I would say is this right now an expensive silver coin? Yes. Right? And we're going to talk about that here in a minute. But if you like Trump and if you understand silver, I would say you're going to want this. Obviously, at some point, the mintage will be done. It will be the Trump coin that he first introduced. So I wish he would have put a limit on it, but that probably would have made it worth way too much money. So I think he is trying to at least make it simple for the average ordinary people. And then again, like you said, there'll be a day when silver is $100 an ounce and you'll have Donald Trump on your silver coin. Yeah, so this drops tomorrow, bro.
Awesome.
Tomorrow. And wait, you just brought it up. Was Trump buying the product of Bitcoin after? We didn't even cover that last week, right? Like that happened this week.
Yeah, Trump went to a pub. Yeah. I don't remember the name of it, and he paid for, I believe it was some burgers and fries or maybe a beer or something, but he paid in Bitcoin. Yeah. Now, the interesting thing is that it was slow and expensive, but nonetheless, he did pay in Bitcoin, and so that was a sign.
So we've been telling you guys this for 5 years, and in the same week, Trump goes to a bar, buys a burger with Bitcoin, and then releases his own silver coin.
Yeah.
It's called vindication, baby. That's called vindication.
Exactly. Right. Yeah. He's letting people know. Yeah. Yeah. He's letting people know. And, so this is the thing. It's, there's collector's values to things. And I think that at some point, like you said, Mike, it is available until it's not available. So whatever is made, there's no cap on it until the window is closed. And you don't know when that window is going to be closed for those coins. They can just close it, at any point and say, that's it. Those who got it have got it. It's, as opposed to putting a cap on, 10,000 coins made. It's, well, the window closes January, as soon as he's sworn in, to give those coins that value. But it won't be, I'm pretty sure it won't be an open-ended thing like forever. You'll just be able to get these coins. That doesn't even make sense. These coins will have a very significant value. For all we know, what Trump is doing, it might be an NFT tied to it, or they might turn them into NFTs. I mean, he knows what's going on with blockchain and crypto, but this is definitely a collector's item. It's going to have a greater value than any other regular silver coin with Trump's face on it because he's promoting this particular coin. This is backed by Trump.
And again, guys, here's what we want you to understand is you need to be buying gold and silver, real money, every single month. That's the smartest financial decision I ever made, is to put getting real money on autopilot. You have got to pay yourself first. You have got to take away the power from the centralized banks first, at least 1 ounce a month. And of course, if you're going to buy gold and silver, you want to get the lowest price on gold and silver. We have a club, right? A special private club called At Cost Metals, where we get the best prices on gold and silver, and no one else is even close. So right now, we're going to do a live price comparison. At Cost Metals. I like Canadian Silver Maple Leafs. I think the best bang for your buck. Right now with At Cost Metals, if you are a member, you can get an ounce for $34.29. Now at this time, the spot silver here is reading 32.14. So that means about $2 over spot, you can get a gold or silver coin. And if you want to get other ones, we have ones that are even like cheaper. I'll even show you here in a minute. You go to SD Bullion. I thought for a second there they took it away because we made fun of. Oh, wait, my bad. Hold on. I got to share the full screen. For a second there, I thought they had taken away the lowest prices period because we kept proving them wrong every day. But it's still there. I just got to scroll up.
Right.
So SD Bullion, huge multi-million-dollar online dealer, claims they have the lowest price period. Here is the exact same coin. Their top seller. You pay with a card, you're paying $38.16. That is $4 more than at cost metals. Even if M.I.M.S, even if you buy 500 of them with a check or wire, you are still overpaying using any place you can find anywhere in the world. At cost metals crushes the competition, and it's just not even close. M.I.M.S, anything you want to add about at cost metals? And I'll pull up some of our even cheaper, lower priced silver coins.
Yeah, At Metals is going to be the biggest premier company to get precious metals. Nobody compares. Nobody can beat their prices. We got a big event coming up in October here to celebrate the launch and success of this company. A lot of exciting news and updates, added value to this membership. It just gets better and better. Even today, I just helped somebody purchase $10,000.
Oh, wow.
Through At Cost Metals. They
Nice.
sent them the wire, paid $15, wired the money right in, and bought silver, and it's on the mail, and they're going to get it. And they're building wealth, hedging and diversifying, and they got the best price for it. I talk to people all the time, and they're like, man, I wish I knew about At Cost Metals before, because they realize what they've been paying and what they got. And if they had bought the same thing from At Cost Metals, how much money they would have saved and how much more metal they could have gotten. So when you do the math, this membership pays for itself. It really does. There's no point in even looking at any other place to get gold and silver. At Cost Metals is the best place.
So if you want to get what's called bullion, and this is a Buffalo round, a very well-respected silver coin, bro. Spot silver's 32.14. We can get it for 32.94.
That's crazy.
70 cents.
Yeah.
70 cents over spot.
There's no better company.
Bro, anyone show me somewhere you can get silver delivered to your doorstep for 70 cents over spot. I want to buy it from there. Spoiler alert, it doesn't exist. At Cost Metals beats them every day, all day, 24/7.
Yep. At Cost Metals. So definitely get back to the person that shared this video with you. Reach out to me and Mike. We'll get you a referral code, a link. But At Cost Metals is the best place to get gold and silver.
And here's the goal, guys. Okay. And again, I don't know where you're at with your silver stacking, but it starts with 1 ounce. Okay. Until 2020, I had only bought $1,000 worth of silver until I started getting it shipped to me and automating it. Okay. And in that short amount of time, I have become a silver Trump. So there's different levels, right? So when you first start, make it your goal to get 10. And then make it your goal to get 100. Right? And then make it your goal to get 1,000 ounces. Because that's how we measure our wealth. I do not care. I almost never look at the spot price of silver. We talk about it because, you guys still measure things in dollars. And we have to kind of translate and relate it to you. And M.I.M.S has got to M.I.M.S it to you. But I literally do not care what they claim the price of gold and silver are, because I know its value is so much more. So it used to be the Silver King was 2,000. The new level after Silver King is Silver Trump, over 2,000 ounces of physical silver in your possession. That's how you become wealthy. You measure your wealth in real money, not something they can just create out of thin air whenever they want, and it's gone down 78% in the last 24 years. M.I.M.S, or should I say Silver Trump? What are your thoughts?
I mean, I'm just excited. I feel euphoria right now, ecstatic right now. Just knowing where we are and the opportunity that we have to build and create real generational wealth and help so many other people do the same things for themselves and their families with this information and with the resources and systems that we're using and the companies that we partner with to really bring value and really be a positive force for change in the world. And all we ask is that people share this out, that they like these videos, and that they take action, get an account with At-Cost Metals, purchase the membership. There's 2 options. They're very affordable, but the membership pays for itself. This is the time because these assets are going to rise in value. And you want to make sure that you're converting declining pieces of paper, that fiat currency, like we showed you earlier, into these assets. This is how you're going to give yourself options. This is how you're going to build wealth. Most people don't understand why they need gold and silver. And then most people don't understand where's the best place to get it. Well, we're answering all those questions. We're providing solutions to all those questions. And, together, we're all going to build wealth and make sure that a wealthy family comes from us. So this is the time, folks, lace up, get wealthy, start getting silver. And like Mike said, at minimum 1 ounce a month. One of the benefits of At-Cost Metals, after you get your membership, you got the ability to get on the coin of the month. You can get one of these MS-70 Silver Eagles delivered to your home on a consistent basis. Something is better than nothing. Automate your wealth building process. Get you at least 1 ounce MS-70 every single month on automatic, in addition to getting any bullion. Right? It's going to, we say it all the time as well. A lot of people think they're saving silver, but it's silver that's going to be saving you. Silver is going to be huge. There are people who are going to be millionaires because they've been saving in silver. Silver is going to skyrocket in value because it's an industrial metal and it's returning to its role as money. And there's only so much of it. And the supply is greater than the demand is greater than the supply. So, hey, money clap for that, man. Money clap for that.
Bro, I love the money clap. I totally forgot to even talk about what China did.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's so much, like, we could literally go for another 2 hours, but I got to at least bring this up to document it. Did you retweet anything on
I think I reshared it on my TikTok, though. I don't think I retweeted anything on it. But essentially,
yeah, just break it down for him. I'll try to find something.
Yeah, I mean, currency devaluation to the extreme. The reason we're seeing crypto and gold and silver take off is because even China is cutting rates, and they've implemented some monetary policy that is just devastating, to where we're seeing these assets rise even more, and it's going to make it harder for even the U.S. dollar. And we're, so right now it's a race to the bottom. It's a race to the bottom to cut rates, to print more about, fiat currency, to prop up the economy, to keep this rigged and manipulated system going longer and longer. And China is accelerating that with the policy changes that they made, and monetary policy cutting rates and doing some other things is huge ramifications, and things are accelerating. I think that you're going to see exponential events take place. And like Mike said, there was so much to cover just today. In the last few hours of today, so many things came out. Trust me, it's going to get, more things are coming as we get closer to this election. You need to be prepared in all ways, water purification, food, medical supplies, protection, communications, you name it. You want to prepare in all ways for what's to come, because it's just going to continue to escalate. But this is why we get excited about preparing, because, we know regardless of which way it goes, we're going to do better than those who aren't doing anything.
Yeah, I'll keep it simple, guys. We won't go into all the technical details, but holy beeping shit, China is about to pump 500 billion yuan into its economy and has announced rate cuts. Mega bull run coming with all this liquidity entering the market. China basically beat us to the punch and said, we're going to just make a shit ton of money right now. They just created massive amounts of yen, that are going to go into the markets. Gold, silver, crypto, everything's going to pump. Okay. The inflation will probably go up. Who knows? But the point is, you want to get positioned now in assets because the currency is going to continue to go down. Basically, China beat us to it. Like, we were like racing. Actually, we were kind of like playing chicken of like who would pull the ripcord first.
Yeah, because
China just ripped it big time.
Yeah, because they were trying to preserve and have their currency have some credibility. But right now, it's a fire sale. It's the Phoenix bird out of the 1988 Economist magazine. They're burning the currency. What you're seeing is the U.S. and China. This is how you burn currency. You print it up like they're doing, and it steals from the value of currency in circulation. That's the currency burning. And so this is what we're seeing. And right now it's accelerating. And trust and believe that China is going to be buying a lot of more gold and silver with that. Okay. They're going to be buying a lot of gold and silver with that because silver and gold are silver, especially our industrial metals. It's needed in the electronics and the AI and the robotics. In the solar panels, they're big on solar. In the EV batteries, okay, and the electric cars, it's huge. They need it. They need it. And so understand this is going to be huge. I'm calling for all-time high silver in 2025. Easy.
Did you hear about? I think it's Bhutan.
That sounds familiar.
It's a new country, or it's a country that just bought a bunch of Bitcoin. Anyways, all right. This is the last thing I'm going to share. There's literally, we could go on for like 3 more hours. Okay. Plan B is a trader who's he's been the most accurate, one of the most respected guys on saying where Bitcoin is going to go. He uses a stock to flow income ratio to, see what Bitcoin. This is just a scenario, right? Generally, October is a big month for Bitcoin. So we have a classic pump month. We go to 70K. Trump wins election, ends Democrat war on crypto. Bitcoin goes to 100 grand. Massive ETF inflows. Bitcoin goes to 150K. We just talked about M.I.M.S today. Crypto people, companies return to US. Bitcoin to 200K. Power law, crew sells. Bitcoin 150. Bitcoin legal tender in Bhutan, Argentina, and Dubai, Bitcoin to 300,000. Trump, U.S. start building strategic Bitcoin reserve, Bitcoin 400K. Other countries join the rat race. This is the FOMO, guys. Back in 2017, M.I.M.S, the FOMO was you and I and regular, ordinary people. What happens when the FOMO is BlackRock, ETFs, BNY Mellon, Russia, China, India, every country in the entire world? Several AI start using Bitcoin to autonomously arb TradeFi. Guys, AI is going to own Bitcoin and trade it to make more money, to like upgrade themselves. It's going to be crazy. Facing melting FOMO, Bitcoin all-time high 1 million. Then we go back to 0.5. The bear market, we bottom at 200,000 with Bitcoin. This isn't me talking. This is a guy that's been putting stuff out and being pretty accurate a lot of the time. So this is, to me, super bullish. I'm looking at 150 low, probably 200-ish would be safe. But who knows what could happen? Again, we've never been here. There's only so much of it. It can only go so far. But wow, what a day, bro. Like, there's like so many other things we couldn't even get to.
Yeah. No, this is nothing. There's more to come. And when you put that with the backdrop of war, because we are going to war, we are at war. When you put that with the backdrop of what's going to happen here in the United States with this migration and the events that are just going to unfold and escalate, it's going to create more chaos. And these assets are going to continue to rise. War is, gold and silver are definitely hedged against war and financial crisis and inflation. And so, it's going to be more things that come out. So be safe, be blessed, be prepared, and make sure that you're putting yourself in position to win.
Listen, guys, take massive action. Okay. We have not been feeding you guys bullshit for the last 6 months, year, whatever. Okay. This is it. I can feel it. All the signs are there. The writing's on the wall. You have got to take massive action right now. We love you guys.
Yeah.
Have a great week. We'll talk to you guys soon.